I think the Bangladesh government also wants to import energy from other neighboring countries.
Right.
So do you think it's a conducive step?
Importing power, I think more, what I feel is though that it actually fosters a better relationship with our neighboring countries rather than really help the situation. Of course, every little bit helps given our situation right now. But you'll see from 2011, April, May, you'll have a lot of power plants coming on stream. Then the government has recently awarded 3 large projects, which will also come on stream in the next 3 years. Importing 500 megawatts, I think more than the capacity, what it does, it builds a greater relationship with your neighboring countries and fosters greater trade relationship and henceforth, which I think is very much beneficial for the entire region itself.
That's good. So we spoke a lot about what kind of business you do. So do you think people your age would be very interested in investing in Bangladesh, or your friends are usually expecting to live outside?
I would always encourage my contemporaries to come back to Bangladesh simply because the opportunities are immense. And of course there are trade-offs with every decision you take in life. But the way I see it, for example, I finished from UCL. There are thousands of UCL graduates in London. So it hardly adds value. But when you come back and you are more or less in the minority, and given the skills that you acquire from studying abroad, given your experiences, I think you can add much more in Bangladesh than you could abroad.
Right.
And of course, when we go abroad for our education, with a view that, okay, we are going to acquire a greater quality of education rather. And when you know that you're getting something of better quality, might as well come back to a country where the opportunities are great and you also help your country develop as well.
Right. So do you come from a family background of business people, or how does your family...
Well, my mom is a fashion designer.
Okay.
And my father was in industry, but right now he's more involved with state of affairs and henceforth. Mm-hmm. He's also very much involved with sports and all, but not too much into industry.
Right. So how do they see you venturing into such a risky proposition so early on in life?
Well, they're very supportive. My mother is very supportive with all my endeavors, so is my father, to the best of their abilities. They've always supported me. They've put me through school and everything, and sent me to university and all. So I'm always very grateful to them.
Okay. So have you visited other countries within South Asia?
Yes, I've went to India, Pakistan, Nepal.
Great. So what do you like about the general culture, or
I think the culture is very
Asia?
similar. I mean, when you think about it, before 1947, we were all as one country. So I think culturally, we're all the same. I mean, India is a great place because of all the history. It's very rich in culture. I love visiting these historic places that you have in India. Pakistan was good. Nepal, because Nepal has a completely different culture, very laid back, very easygoing.
I think a lot of Bangladeshis now feel very eager to, spend their holidays in Nepal. There's a lot of, it's very easy to travel to Nepal also.
Right. With all the flights and everything, yes,
right.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of the young people are encouraged because of Musa Ibrahim, who kind of went up to, Everest, and,
right.
He has brought in a lot of pride among Bangladeshis. So
absolutely.
A lot of mountaineering is going on also from Bangladesh.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're interested in trekking and everything, of course, Nepal would want to be one of the world's best destinations to go for.
Right. So if you want to invite our South Asian friends to come and visit Bangladesh, what would you say that they should do?
Well, for all my business friends in South Asia, I would definitely ask them to come and look into Bangladesh, because I think the opportunities are immense. And given the current government initiative in the energy sector as a whole, oil, gas, or power, I think there are immense opportunities for, there's a lot of business going on, and there's a lot to be done for all my tourist friends. I mean, I think we've got some great places in Cox's Bazar, Sylhet, and I know about Sylhet because we have a plant there. Right. And then there's Kuakata and places like that which you could go and have a great time, just relax, take some time off work.
Okay, so if you were not investing in the power sector, where else would you be working?
In Bangladesh or globally?
In Bangladesh.
Well, you see, in any developing countries, there's so many opportunities. Sometimes, I mean, if you're really focused and if you really want to do something, you'll be spoiled for choice. I mean, the capital markets are very vibrant. Although recently we've seen them lose a lot of lost a lot of value in the recent times, but that's only because of market correction. Any economy will have these sort of issues. Sure. I mean, you'll go through a period of boom, then you'll have, you'll slow down a bit, but that's just part of the economy itself. And apart from the power sector, there's most other sectors in Bangladesh, I believe, have a lot of opportunities, like the real estate, sector, for example, there was a recent study done, and they wrote that only 10% of the luxury demand is being met. So you can just understand how immense that opportunity is and how huge that industry is by itself. There's ceramics, there are tiles, there are a lot of manufacturing industries that you can go into.
So we kind of got derailed when we were asking you about how you started off. It must have been really challenging. You were saying that you had to go to a lot of people and there was a lot of
absolutely,
red tape.
What happened when I was going through for example, I mentioned to you that people would hardly give you time at that age, and then banking was, of course, a challenge because no one would want to lend out to a 21-year-old, and that's where Mr. Anisul Haq came in, who was one of the most senior businessmen in our country, ex-BCCI president. So I went to him and I explained to him what I wanted to do with the energy sector and what I wanted to do with Dash Energy, and he was interested and he decided to support me. And in fact, he's the one who started with gave me the first initial capital of 10 lakhs that I mentioned. And it was immense support coming in from him, having such a senior businessman on the board. And I think it was also great mentoring because you asked, and because you get to learn a lot from his experience. And it helps me mitigate a lot of experiences a lot of mistakes that I may have done beforehand when we enter into a deal with terms of negotiations, banking, and everything. So I think that was of immense support. So that's why I think that when you ask that, what would you advise to other young individuals going abroad, I think they should definitely come back, because there are people in the country, senior businessmen such as Mr. Haq, there are a lot of others like him who would actually support any good ideas that you come up with. And because of the opportunities being immense and the numbers just speak for itself, I think there are a lot to be done in the country, and I would always recommend people coming back.
I think it was very inspiring talking to you, Nuher, and I'm sure the South Asian audience feels proud that a young Bangladeshi has done so well so early on in life, and we wish you all the success in life.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. So my friends from South Asia, we're drawing a close to a very powerful conversation today. We wish Nuher all the very best of successes in his life and hope to see all of you again in another episode of Talk Dhaka. Till then, it's me, Mishu Rahman, saying adios.